So the question I wanted to ask you, Coach, is, and you're probably not going to like it, you're known as this defensive guru, but we got Jalen Hurts playing quarterback. We got Tua with the Dolphins. We got Mac Jones. You are an offensive quarterback guru now, right? The defensive label is gone. That's who you are.
Well, I think the quarterback position is the most important position in football because the guy is handling the ball every play, making choices and decisions every play as to where to distribute the ball, where to run the ball, who to throw it to. So that's always been our number one thing, to try to have outstanding quarterbacks. And, we went for a long time, other than A.J. McCarron. We just had some guys that really did a good job of managing the game. But these three guys all did a fantastic job playing the position for us.
Coach, did you teach Trayvon Diggs how to read that three-step and jump that interception? I know you're always in the defensive meeting room with the defensive backs. Is that you teaching that?
Well, we do teach them to read the three-step. We actually do an old-fashioned deep one-third off drill that you guys probably been involved in and hated as quarterbacks. But it's really good for the DBs, whether it's 3, 5, or 7-step drop, and how far do you go off the guy relative to the route that's going to come. So we did that quite a bit. So I'm sure that we teach them all how to do that, but they all can't make that play like Trayvon did. He's got great ball skills. He was a great receiver before he became a DB, and it's great to see him doing well as a DB. I know he had a great interception last week as well.
Coach, I remember when I was down in Tuscaloosa to see you, you ran a team meeting, and then you took the defensive backs with you to the position room. That's not normal for a head coach to actually coach the DBs. I mean, to me, you're doing the same things when you coach in the secondary as an assistant coach. That makes a big impact on that secondary when the head coach is doing the coaching.
Well, I always was a secondary coach, even when I was a defensive coordinator. So it's something that I really enjoy doing. I like to coach the coaches that we have, but I also love the relationships that you have with the players when you're coaching them day in and day out. But it is a little challenging to stay on top of the entire team, to watch the offense every day, to watch the film every day, to make sure those guys know that you've got their best interests in mind too, and you're very interested in what they're doing.
I bet you love fumbled snaps between the quarterback and center. I think a lot of coaches really enjoy seeing that. Is that one of your favorite things?
It's one of the most basic things you start with practice every day. I mean, how many on-the-line drills did you guys do when you were playing for all those years, where the first thing you do when you come out is you take snaps, and then you get in the game and mess it up? But technically, you're always worrying about, in practice, you're worrying about how you do things and how to do it the right way. And when you get in the game, it should be that you form such great habits in practice that you can just go do it and think about, how to make plays in the game. And the fundamentals kind of are already there because you've established the right habits.
Hey, Coach, I didn't play against you in college. Eli did. I played against you once when you were the Dolphins. I got to tell you, I took great pride in throwing a couple of third down completions and watching you yell at Kirby Smart on the sideline. I got to tell you, that was a big moment for me.
Well, it seemed like you always, if we played anything against you 2 plays in a row, it was like a death sentence. So we didn't have enough coverages to play something different every time. So I remember in 2 minutes right before the half, we played a trap coverage the first time, got an incompletion, played it the second time, and you put a touchdown. So some of those things you never
on the right sideline.
Yeah.
Coach, I had a couple great battles with you in college, and we had you won the big one in 2003 that y'all ended up going to the SEC championship, winning a national title. But I think there was one time we played down at LSU. I think you were a little distracted that game. There was someone in the crowd with a giant head that was wearing a cowboy hat. So I think, I don't know if we have that video. I think you were just a little distracted. We were able to get that win in Baton Rouge.
You guys played very well, but I told you this story this summer, and I'll tell it again. I had a great aunt.
There's that hat.
I recognized the hat and the guy in the hat.
you have a tradition of taking your players tubing. Now, tell me this. You learn a lot about the player, what kind of athlete he is, whether he can stay on the tube or not. Tell me what you think of Eli now after you just tossed him and flipped him.
Well, that was a payback for that game where you just had the cowboy hat on what you do for 250 yards or whatever, and 3 touchdowns. So I never forgot that. But I will say that it was very average athletic ability, very average AA to say the least. He didn't last very long. I gave him a little shoulder, and then as soon as we got going, he was gone.
I've never heard a 60-year-old man giggle so much while driving a boat and just tossing me over and over. I mean, the video guys kept like, "Oh, we didn't get that one. You got to do it again." Saban's like, "No problem. I can do this all day."
But it was an inflation rule too, because we put extra air in the tube, so there'd be a little extra bounce in there, just so you know.
You didn't tell me that. Jeez, I need a stunt double for some of these things. I'm not, I'm like Tom Cruise. I do all my own stunts.